The next is coming from the College of Health and Allied Sciences, anti-diabetic property of Theobroma cacao. It's going to Dr. Ernest Amponse Siama, Professor Boy, Dr. Benjamin Abuaji, and Dr. Francis Campbell. From the College of Health and Allied Sciences. Let's welcome our speakers. The next, College of Humanities and Legal Studies. The title is Redefining Quality in Higher Education, Leveraging Student Satisfaction Survey as a Strategic Tool for Total Quality Management. Let's welcome Professor Gloria Kakrava Kwashi Ejapong, Professor Daniel Ejapong, Dr. Daniel Ofori, Dr. Prosper Jifaja Messi, Dr. Dixon Okorie Miriku, and Dr. Eric Gonu. Let's welcome. Let's welcome Professor Moses Jojo Egan. From the College of Distance Education, the title of this is Effect of Research Support Grants on Academics Research Output in Higher Education, a case of the University of Cape Coast. And this goes to Dr. Moses Sebenya. And this is coming from Professor Jojo Egan's own college. The title is Exploring the Use of Corn and Millet Flours as Alternatives to Wheat Flour for Pastries Production. And it goes to Dr. Jerry Ampofo Isiama. Again from Kant. This says identification of bioactive compounds and molecular targets in croton. Wow. The name is Professor Alexander Remfo. Prof. Chair, forgive me, it's English, but it's difficult to pronounce. Thank you very much, Professor Jojo Egan. I'll call on the Provost of the College of Distance Education, Professor Anochi Mohammed Adam, to help me with the next set of awards. This has the title, Developing an Optimized Device for the Recovery of Latent Finger Marks from Fired Cartridge Cases From the College of Agriculture and Natural Sciences, let's welcome Dr. Maxwell Abedi. From the College of Health and Allied Sciences, development of a novel drug release retardant polymer from locally sourced, Dr. Mary Ann Acha. Senior high schools or senior schools boarding system. Let's welcome Dr. Michael Wachiyado. Students' engagement, academic stress, academic standard, and competitive positioning interplay in higher institutions. Implication for university administrators. Let's welcome Dr. Joyce Dechi, Dr. Paul Mensah J, Dr. Moses Sebenya, Dr. Lydia Aframia Dechi, and Dr. Vincent Mensah Minaji. And this is under the interdepartmental section. From the College of Agriculture and Natural Sciences, this says Seed Bankberry in a Ghanaian university, enhancing plant diversity, community engagement, environmental sustainability and equity through seed preservation and sharing. Help me welcome Dr. Kwajokusi Amoa, Mrs. Nesba Ajobu Ama, Ms. Vida Mensah, Dr. Eugene Bayeboa, Dr. Emmanuel Afutu, and Professor Michael Osei Edu. Thank you very much, Professor Anochi Adam. We'll call on Dr. Mark Anthony Kobler to help us with the next set. Let's welcome Dr. Kobler, the University Librarian. From the College of Education Studies, the topic is Analysis of the Research Productivity and Outputs of Grantees of UCC DRICS Research Support Grants. Professor Hope Pius Nujo, Dr. Edward Wilson Ansa, Dr. Thomas Homenu, Dr. Wisdom Kweku Agbevanu, Dr. Clara Arabe Mills, and Mrs. Alberta Abina Owusu. The next, from the College of Health and Allied Sciences, it says assessment of the impact of heat stress on kidney damage among hawkers in Ghana. Let's welcome Dr. Justice Afrifa, Dr. Francis Nkrumah, Dr. Kennedy Jeff Udru, Dr. Kwame Kumi Asari, Dr. Eric Ofori Jamra, Mr. Samuel Amoa, and Professor Richard Ephraim. Thank you. From the College of Humanities and Legal Studies, the title is Role of Emotional Intelligence in Mitigating Job Stress on Small Business Growth, Work-Life Balance, and Resilience as Parallel Mediators. And this goes to Mr. Isaac Kosi, Dr. Edward Niamate Fio, Dr. Charles Hackman Isel, and Dr. Ednana Amale Okoli. The next set is under Policy and Practice, and it is going to the College of Health and Allied Sciences. The topic or title is Exploring School Food Environment, that is school food systems of children and adolescents in Ghana to improve food safety, health, and educational outcomes. Let's welcome Dr. Jessica Ayensu, Professor Christiana Nsia Asamoah, Dr. Kasim Abdullahi, and Dr. Nana Ama Frimpoma Ejapong. Thank you. From the College of Health and Allied Sciences, Medication Errors and Reporting Systems in Ghana, Knowledge and the Role of Healthcare Providers in Optimizing Patient Safety. This goes to Dr. Stephen Mensah Ahin, Dr. Isaac Tabri Hene, Dr. Kwesi Sobre Nkrumah, Dr. Yaya Seidu Ira, Dr. Phyllis Elsie Owusu and Dr. Meshach Entry Ajay. Thank you very much. I'll call on our former Vice Chancellor of UCC, Professor Joseph Gatiampia, to help us. And this is special funding. This is under special funding. The proposal title is Prevalence of Glaucoma in Africa, a systematic review and meta-analysis. And the category is evidence synthesis, coming from the College of Health and Allied Sciences. Welcome, Professor Samuel Che. The next says, Sexual Violence, Victimization, and Educational Outcomes of Public Basic School Learners in Ghana, Interdepartmental, that is the category. And from the College of Education Studies, welcome Dr. Abdul Jalil Sani, Dr. Tahil Ahmed Anzi, Dr. Joyce Denchi, Dr. Felix Senyamato, and Dr. Lydia Denchi. The next has the proposal title, Exploring Anti-Diabetic Compounds in Ghanaian Medicinal Plants. And this is under the category Interdepartmental. From the College of Agriculture and Natural Sciences, welcome Dr. Robertson Akrofi, Dr. Daniel Boyson, Professor Michael Adinote, and Dr. Olga Kwashi. Thank you. The next says, Genotype Environment, Effect on Yield, Diseases, Starch Dynamics, and Sensory Properties of some cassava varieties under different agroecological conditions in Ghana. Interdepartmental is the category. From the College of Agriculture and Natural Sciences, welcome Dr. Samuel Tete, Professor Aaron Asari, Dr. Carlos Kwesi Tete, Dr. Nazir Kizi Hayford, Dr. Jerry Ampofu Esiama, and Dr. Rosemond. God bless. Thank you very much, former Vice Chancellor UCC. Let's applaud him whilst he takes a seat. And under the special funding, the very last set of three, let's welcome the Director General of UNESCO Category 2 Center, Dr. Michael Boachiyadom, to help us with the next set. So the next is under the category Interdepartmental. From the College of Health and Allied Sciences, I'm smiling. prognostic significance of P53 and retinoblastoma gene. Let's welcome Dr. Precious Barnes, Dr. Roland Osei Sahini, Dr. Samuel Kofi Ahin, and Dr. Raibin Nina. The next has the title Safety Evaluation of Sorghum Bicolor and Saltpeter on the Reproductive Health of Male and Female Rodents. This is group led from the College of Health and Allied Sciences. Let's welcome Dr. Phyllis Elsie Owusu, Dr. Iras Seidu Yaya, Dr. Meshach Entry Ej, Dr. Stephen Mensah Ahin, and Professor Martins Eko. And to our final group of awardees, and no mean the least of them, I would indicate that the proposal title is Biomolecular Characterization of Striga-Resistant Cowpea Breeding Lines Using High-Performance Liquid Chromatography. This is group-led, coming from the College of Agriculture and Natural Sciences. Let's welcome Dr. Salifu Seydulari, Professor Aaron Asari, and Dr. Rosemond Dazi. Thank you very much. Let's applaud Dr. Michael Boachi Adam whilst it goes off stage. Congratulations to all awardees. Kindly note that those who received awards under Best Researcher awardees, that is Dr. Jacob Owusu Safo, Dr. Peterson Owusu Jr., Professor Robert Peter Baini, Professor Samuel Kofi Tulashi, as well as those who took awards for top 3 faculty members with highest corpus publications for 2022, Dr. John Hagan, Professor Anochi Mohammed Adam, Dr. Samuel Asafweje, the top 3 faculty members with highest corpus citations for 2022, Professor David Taidoku, Associate Professor Kofi Amega, and Dr. Andreas Educhim Kudom, and the top 3 faculty members with highest research income for 2022, Dr. Samuel Esiedu Owusu, Dr. Christopher Yaukwa, and Dr. Patrick Pokumenu Mason. You have dummy checks which should have gone with the certificates or that you took. So kindly note that after the event, you pick up the dummy checks as well. Thank you very much. I think the checks are this way. So Mr. Nketia, let them see you so that they'll know that they are coming to you for the dummy checks. So you pick the dummy checks from him after this event. Thank you so much and congratulations once again. I think they all deserve a round of applause. Is the Department of Music here? Yes. Please do us the honors once again. They'll treat us to a good cultural display, after which we would continue with the event. Thank you. Please don't leave yet. The event is not over. Please don't leave yet. Thank you very much, Department of Music and Dance, University of Cape Coast. So I would invite Professor Francis Ano. He is RSG coordinator at Drake University of Cape Coast to give us a brief remark on the way forward. Let's welcome him with a round of applause.
Prof. Chair, please permit me to stand on the existing protocols. Good afternoon. Congratulations to all grantees and awardees. It's been 3 months since it all started in August. The comments from the assessors are available on the portal when you log in. So to all grantees, I would advise that you go back to check what feedback you got and then use these comments to work on your proposals for the inception report. And for applicants whose applications were not successful, please do not be discouraged. This shouldn't be the reason you will not apply again, because some of the grantees today were applicants a year ago or 2 years ago, but they reapplied and have been successful. The research support grant is for a period of 9 months to 1 year for the individual, group-led, and the evidence synthesis categories. The duration is up to August 31, 2025. And for the interdepartmental and policy and practice is up to November 30, 2025. So, and it all begins from December 1 this year. This means that the duration is quite short. We have to be working steadily at it. So given that we have been able to have this RAG much earlier compared to last year, we'll be expecting the submission of inception reports and the application for ethics clearance a bit early. So our expectation is that by mid of December, you would all be submitting, so that, because this time we have tied the payment of the first tranche of the RSG to evidence of submission to IRB. I know we've had issues with the time it takes to get clearance, and this is the more reason why we have to try as much as possible to submit early. Each applicant will be assigned to a group of monitors from the various colleges. You have to be working closely with these monitors because they will have to go through your inception reports and to ensure that you submit your, or you meet your timelines, so as to avoid any delays. The RSG contracts are ready and will be made available tomorrow so that you can sign and return them to Drake. As I said earlier, the first tranche will be made ready or will be paid into your account when you submit your inception report as, alongside evidence of submission of ethics clearance. These are very important. Last year, we had some delays with some grantees submitting these documents a bit late, so that resulted in paying the first tranche in 2 batches. We want to avoid that situation this time, so that at least you can utilize the 9 months to 1 year effectively. So thank you all for cooperating with us in the process, and congratulations once again.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I would ask that you help me acknowledge the following individuals. I'll start with our chairperson, who is our Vice Chancellor, Professor Johnson Yakubu. We also have a former Vice Chancellor for UCC, Professor Joseph Gatti-Ampia, who is also with us. Professor Nelson Boa, a former Pro-Vice Chancellor UCC, he's also here with us. Prof, if you don't mind, your seat is up here. We also have the Registrar UCC, Mr. Gideon Enoch Abekwei. Help me acknowledge UCC's librarian, Dr. Mark Anthony Kobler. We duly acknowledge the Provost of CANS, Professor Moses Jojo Egan, Provost of COHAS, Professor Martin Zeko, Provost of Code, Professor Mohammed Anochi Adam, the Director General of IEPA UNESCO Category 2 Center, Dr. Michael Boachi Yadom, the Director of Drake UCC, Professor David Teiduku, Deputy Director Drake UCC, Professor Dorcas Obriyabua. We also acknowledge Deputy Director Drake, Dr. Branford Bevel. We have the Dean of SDS UCC here, Professor Angela Akusu. Help me acknowledge the Head of Department for Crop Science, Professor Michael Edu. He was moderator for our panel discussion. We also acknowledge GRASAC President UCC, Mr. Robert Nankob. Help me acknowledge the Provost of the College of Education Studies, Professor Ernest Kofi Davis. From the Fosu College of Education, we have the Vice Principal here with us, Dr. Regina Sally Mason. We also have Coordinator for Staff Development, Fosu College of Education, Dr. Anthony Asifwa. We also have from the Office of Grants and Research, representing the Director of Office of Grants and Research, that is OGR, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Mrs. Eunice Edu Boahin. She is with Nana Kojo Ejiridadze, also from the OGR KNUST. We duly acknowledge Professor B.B.B. Binga from Drake UEW, Professor Abazami Joseph, Deputy Director, Institute of Interdisciplinary Research, UDS. Help me acknowledge Professor John Iwa Ado, Deputy Director, Drake Takrady Technical University. We also duly acknowledge Ms. Rhoda Edujemfi, representing the Regional Director of Health Service, Central Region. And from the Council for Science and Industrial Research, is it? Scientific, yes. We have Mr. Adolf Swelly, if you're here with us. We acknowledge you. So at this point, we'll take the closing remarks from our chair. Let's welcome Professor Johnson Nyarko Bwampong.
Thank you. The university has demonstrated that we are committed to our research work. And we do this every year, but by giving awards and grants to our staff. This year, we have also added the first Research and Innovation Week, where we exhibited some of our innovations. And today, we have had Mr. Justice Odokwe Odoi from the World Bank, who has done presentation on funding research and innovation for sustainable development, the role of state and non-state actors. Here he justified why there's the need for us to do research. So far as we have climate change, food insecurity, environmental and public health concerns, and the Galamsey as well, we need to do research to find innovative ways of solving our problems. In some countries, they have specific national projects that they even challenge the universities to give them money to do research and find solutions so that it can be used to solve national problems. So there's always the need to do research. He also talked about the research and innovations ecosystem and mentioned the multiple actors. They are private sector, NGOs, universities, research institutions, among others. We cannot do research without providing funding. And where do we get the funding from? In most developed countries, they earmark big sums of money for research. But here, the government we envisage that the government will provide the policy framework for research, innovation, and technology. And so, as a developing country like Ghana, government has initiated the process by coming out with science and technology and innovation policy in the year 2010. And he says that it has been updated. That is, this year it has been updated. Within that policy, we have the National Research Fund. But that has not been operationalized. So he's urging universities and stakeholders to engage with government so that we can operationalize it. That policy has promised about 1% of the GDP. But at the moment, we are doing 0.38%, which is inadequate for any meaningful research. But that notwithstanding, government is doing its best. So we should continue to engage government. And he says that when we get money to implement the research fund, National Research Fund, then we should operationalize it. And by so doing, we need to have a system in place, and that there should be a decentralized approach. If we have the fund, we need to decentralize it so that University of Cape Coast, based upon our research agenda, can be allocated some funding, and then when it comes to the university, as we have done, we have our criteria for selecting those who can do the work, and we have done it here. So if government is able to provide us the money, we use the money well. Then it should also be very competitive and transparent. And that one, we have done it here, is transparent and it's very competitive. It says that we should also engage the stakeholders for support. And then through university industry collaboration, we can also establish research chairs. He mentioned AngloGold Ashanti. They have research chair in South Africa. And we have Ashanti here, but the research chair is in South Africa. That's what I'm wondering. Why didn't it start from here? So let us be challenged. Let's see them. And I've told the director of DRIC that he should do the engagement, and then when he's able to establish relationship with them, I will go with him to talk to them. And also MasterCard. Yes. So in conclusion, he says that we should strengthen the policy framework. We should operationalize the National Research Fund, incentivizing private sector research, and leveraging on development partner funding. It is only through this that we can build a resilient research ecosystem that drives transformative solutions for our society. Mr. Odoi, you've done well. We thank you very much for coming. I have also told the director of DRIC that this time it is not only conferences. Next year, going into next year, it is not only conferencing that the university will support. You should bring the criteria for us to set money aside to allow faculty to attend workshops. But money from DRIC will be workshop which is related to grant writing, proposals, workshop to teach people how to write papers. That one, if you bring it, we'll give it to you. But a workshop that is not related to research will not fund it. That one, the one that involves training will go to training and development. They will fund that workshop. But workshop related to research will be funded through Drake. I hope we have done well, and we deserve applause. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. Chair. Ladies and gentlemen, I would invite Professor Dorcas Obi-Yeboah, Deputy Director, Drake UCC, to do us the honors as she gives the vote of thanks. Let's welcome her with a round of applause.
Good afternoon once again, and finally we are coming to an end. So on behalf of Drake and Drake Management, I would want to extend our appreciation to the Vice Chancellor very much. It has been a long week of activities, and we are very grateful for the support. It has taken quite a bit of your time and resources also for this to be possible, so we are truly grateful. And of course, we have been very encouraged to see our former Vice Chancellor and former Pro VCs throughout the week on a number of activities, and that is very something we want to appreciate very much. We know your time is not easy, and that is very much appreciated. Of course, our provosts have been with us, and they've taken the mantle when needed. When VC or Pro VC is not around, we have always had our provost also taking some of these roles. Our registrar, we are so grateful to see you here with us today, and we are hoping that we'll continue to have the same working relationship as you come into this new role. Our keynote speaker, thank you very much for all the insightful comments, and thank you for not touching our research and and book and research allowance. Thank you for coming, and we are really hoping that, well, you are already a friend of a UCC, so you know the campus quite well, but we hope you take a moment to also enjoy our environment before you rush back. We are so grateful for your presence. We are thankful to all the deans and directors and heads of departments, coordinators, all the duty bearers that have spent their time encouraging their faculty to be here and take time off work in the office. We are so grateful for the support, and we want you to know it has been very much appreciated. We want to thank the chaplaincy. They have also been with us from every day of the program, so, and staying true. If you are opening a session and closing it, it means you don't have the option of leaving. So they have had to stay throughout, and we are very, very grateful. The Directorate of Public Affairs and all of these directorates that have supported the organizing and arranging and the media, we are so grateful. I always worry about leaving some key people out when we are thanking people. I think that I would also want to acknowledge the media directly, because without you, these events will not reach people out there. But people who have not been able to be present have enjoyed all these, and we've received a lot of good publicity and comments from them, and we are thankful to you for the work. And we thank, of course, the Drake staff on behalf of the director. It has been really a lot of work in the background moving to today. We want to directly thank you for the work, and that includes the National Service personnel at Drake. They have been very, very much supportive and hardworking throughout this. So if I've not left anybody out, I thank myself for thanking you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. Let's applaud her. But then let me specifically acknowledge Reverend Dr. Patrick Kampa of Chaplaincy. Doc, let's see you. Give us a wave, let's see you. Yes, he's been here the whole week to help us with it. And AAU TV, thank you for being here, and the Campus Broadcasting Services of University of Cape Coast. We have the Staples ATL-FM and TVUCC, as well as the online portal, which is ATL-FM Newsroom. Kindly do well to join us online as well. So that's about it. I'm going to call on Reverend Dr. Patrick Kwampa to help us with a closing prayer, after which kindly note that those of us who are supposed to pick the dummy checks, we're going to have a photograph here in this auditorium on this very stage. So after picking the check, please ensure that you take the photo with your check before you exit this auditorium. Thank you so much.
Maybe you
Explore a whole new world of exciting visuals with AAU TV. Get ready for a mix of interesting talk shows, interviews, discovery documentaries, and news on AAU TV. It's not just about watching TV, it's about experiencing something special. AAU TV reaches over 25 countries in Africa, bringing you a blend of knowledge and fun. Learn about different cultures as you enjoy the shows. If you have events or want to showcase your business, we've got you covered. Watch AAU TV free-to-air channel on satellite. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and X, formerly known as Twitter, at AAU TV. Reach out on call or WhatsApp us at +233 26 629 6601 or +233 20 399 5210. AAU TV, the voice of higher education in Africa.